Hi guys. So this week's lesson for reading, we are going to be reviewing problem and solution. So we know that problem is what goes wrong in the story. Solution is how the problem is solved or fixed. We find the problem in the story somewhere in the middle, and then the solution is found at the end of the story. So here we have, this is what is provided for you on the weekly sheet with the lesson plans, with the videos for the lessons of the week. You can either print this. If you don't have a printer, you can just take a blank piece of paper and you can make your own. So you can just make a T-chart. This side will be problem. And then solution. Problem is what goes wrong. Solution is how it's fixed. Okay, so I'm going to use this sheet since I have it. Sorry, it's not focusing. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to read a book, a fiction book. You're going to find, because most of our fiction books, there's a problem in that story. And then when there's a problem, usually there's going to be a solution for how that problem is solved or fixed. So I'm going to use one of my favorites, Chrysanthemum. This is a very familiar book for you guys. We used it last week in our mini lesson. So Chrysanthemum, remember this is a story about a little mouse. Her name was Chrysanthemum. Her parents named her after a flower, a chrysanthemum flower. Chrysanthemum loves her name. Her parents tell her how beautiful it is. She thinks it's beautiful herself. But then school starts. That's when the problem arises. When Chrysanthemum gets to school, think about what happens. Think about the problem. I'll give you a second. What is the problem with her name when she gets to school? Okay, so when Chrysanthemum gets to school, her friends or they're not even her friends. All the kids in her class, they make fun of her name. They say it's ugly. They say it's too long. It takes too long to say it. They say she's named after a flower. They're not nice to her about her name. It really hurts her feelings. So the problem in the story is that the kids make fun of her names. Wouldn't that be a problem if someone made fun of you and made fun of your name? Wouldn't that be a problem? That would make you sad, right? Just like it made Chrysanthemum. So you're gonna draw it. You know I'm no artist, but you're gonna draw the problem. You're gonna draw your character. So Chrysanthemum, for me, she's upset. So I would draw a sad Chrysanthemum. And then you're going to write it. The kids, capital letter at the beginning, at school make fun of her name. Period at the end of my sentence. That's the problem. That's what goes wrong in the sentence, is that these kids are making fun of her name. The solution, let's fast forward to the end of the story. This problem continues on and on and on throughout the story. But at the end, let's see if you can think about how that problem is solved. What changes at the end of the story and helps solve her problem? I'm going to give you a second to think about that. Okay, so we have our solution. You're going to draw a picture of it. Happy face. Her problem is solved. You would draw your character solving her problem, and then write about it. So the solution in the problem is that her teacher has the same type of name. Her teacher is named after a flower, Miss Delphinium. And when the other kids hear that, they think they want to change their name to a flower. They want their name to be like Miss Delphinium and Chrysanthemum. So the teacher helped solve her problem. So for the solution, we're going to write, remember, they're not making fun of her name anymore. That's why the problem is solved. The kids love her name now because, sight word, their teacher is also named after a flower. Their possession, their teacher is also named, I'm going to go down here because I ran out of room, after a flower, period at the end of my sentence. So this is my solution because it solves the problem. Are the kids still making fun of her name now? No, that was her problem and now it's not happening anymore. It's solved, the solution. So you're going to read, think about any fiction book that you have read. I want you to think about the problem in that book. Maybe it's a book that I've read as a read aloud. Maybe it's a book you've read on Literacy Pro. Maybe it's a book you're reading at home. Any fiction book. I want you to write the problem and then read to find the solution and write the solution, how that problem is solved. This is your assignment for the week. When you finish it, you know what to do. Just upload it to Seesaw for me. If you have any questions, reach out and I'll be more than happy to help. Happy reading, guys.